We are live and there are no viewers just yet. Happy Mindset Monday. Hopefully, let's just see who comes on in a little bit. Yeah, let's just see. There's no viewers. Y'all know how I say. I be talking to myself. But I know once whoever comes and watch the video, you'll start hearing me talk immediately and not just waiting to the side. So I'm starting not to feel like a crazy person anymore because there's no viewers. But just in case there is someone and I don't see anyone, it is Mindset Monday and it is your girl Deidre. So good evening, Facebookers, lookers, family, friends. I have to change that soon because it won't be Facebook, right? But hopefully you can hear me. Literally, I'm trying to get my voice back. This weekend has been mind-blowing, amazing, emotional, exciting, a whole bunch of things. And again, it's Mindset Monday. And I know I should have did a live earlier, and tonight is normally my short night at work, but I have a hard job. And so if I'm needed, I'm here. So what I want you guys to do, whoever will tune into this live later, whoever is avoiding the message right now, but secretly when you're alone, you will catch the message. I see you. I definitely just want to drop a nugget right quick. And it's all about mindset. Again, you guys, everything that we know to be whatever it is now is things that we've learned once we came into this world, right? Things that were either taught by us or taught to us, things that we picked up by just watching someone else, or things that we learned from seeking our own knowledge, right? Prior to coming here in the flesh, being born, I truly believe, and again, not getting into anything spiritual, that our souls were somewhere, right? And again, if you believe in something, this is not judgment, not about religion. Hopefully, I pray that you believe in something, that you know that there's a higher source outside of you, outside of us, outside of the flesh, outside of human beings, because there's a lot of things in this world, if we pay attention to, man or woman could not do, right? And so whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, whatever it is, I just want you guys to just do one thing for me tonight. And again, it's about your mindset. So if you know that there's something outside of us, outside of me, you, man, woman, hopefully you pray to someone. Hopefully you give gratitude to something, your higher source, power. So I want you guys to just to get your mindsets in a place where it should be, where it was prior to coming into the flesh. It was I can't really paint a picture of what it was, but I know it was something out of this world. It was something magnificent. So I really want you to just get your mindset in a place outside of anything that any person, any man or any woman could have told you, or you could have seen and picked up on your own, right? I want you to tap into something outside of yourself, because even though we go to work, or I work hard, or I drive my car, like I was just giving an example tonight, right, on a prayer call, that I drive my car when I'm traveling, right? But it's not me who actually gets me to my next destination safely. It's a higher source. It's a power that I believe in. It's my God. Again, not telling you who to pray to, not telling you who you should believe in or what you should believe in. I know, me, myself personally, I couldn't have done none of this by myself. I know that even after going through changes and all these, I had to switch my mindset. I had to tap back into my mindset prior to me becoming into the flesh. So before you lay down tonight, just think about some of the things that you didn't know, or you didn't think, or however you feel like things are. What if you just see the opposite? So if you feel like, how they say, let me just trying to think of one example that normally leads to something bad. I posted a post again, and you guys like it. Like, normally we've been taught that, hey, my nose is, who's talking about me, or something like that. And normally it turns into something negative, or we feel like someone is somewhere plotting against us or doing something crazy, right? What if you just saw it as something else positive? What if you saw everything that you thought you knew, or everything that you learned or adapted to in the flesh? What if you saw the total opposite? What if the opposite, which is the positive, is everything that our mindset was prior. And again, everything that our mindset was prior, and I'll mention that later. But what if we just, who is it really hurting for us to think positive instead of allowing society or anything that we've picked up that is negative, that has been unsettling? Who is it really going to bother? I tell you what it will do. It will change you. It will change the way that you feel, the way that you move in life. Because me, myself, personally, I know that I come from something great. I know that I pray to a God that is beyond any man or any woman. And so now just tapping my mindset into everything that I known, and not necessarily what somebody told me about the Bible or what somebody, brought me up, is that, but it's also my personal testimonies, right? Because I know that there's a lot of things that I experienced. Also in the wee hours of the night or whatever happened, something that happened that your sister, your brother, your cousin, somebody was not there to bring you through it, right? So me, not necessarily things that I've learned from anyone who's in the church or whatever. It's my own personal testimonies because he is within me. And so I have the ability to say, I know good and well, I drive my car, and as safe as I am, I'm not the person that literally gets me to my next destination. I know that there's something else outside of me. And so if you just decided to say, hey, everything that I learned as a child, whatever from this point on, anything that someone else taught me, what if I just saw the complete opposite? What if I tapped into something greater than myself, right? And just do that and just see how things just start to move for you. Mind you, we will praise people all day long. We will say this or that about the next person, or about our friends, or about our significant others, but we yet to realize that there has to be something outside of us, outside of man, outside of woman, that we should be giving gratitude to. And so me, myself, personally, I just choose to tap my mindset back into what I was prior to being in the flesh. It is working for me. It has been working for me. I will continue to let it work for me. So by all means, when you hear me saying and talking about these positive things, it's not to make the next person feel bad, because literally we all came from a greater source. You also have the ability to change your mindset. Your mindset doesn't have to be what you've always known. It doesn't have to be what you were taught growing up. Also, disclaimer, you don't have to blame your parents or your grandparents or whatever for not telling you. They told you what they knew, right? But also, if you came from that kind of family, if you came from a family that brought you up in the way that you should go, taught you about a greater source, tap into that. They did that for a reason, because even after someone tells you something, you're supposed to go through an experience. And being here in life, there's a difference between an adult and age. Age does not make you adult. It does not make you grown, because as we live here, the older we get, our numbers rise. We're supposed to be experiencing things, i.e. gaining knowledge and wisdom. And a lot of us lack that. A lot of us tend to just exist in life. And so we miss a lot of the things that were here to help you get through what you thought was a tough time or a bad moment or heartache, right? So again, it starts with your mindset. It starts with what you think. What you think starts to spill out into what you feel. What you feel and how you feel starts to make you move a certain way. So if we stay tapped into everything prior to what we felt like we knew now, something that's outside of the flesh, right? Because we came from something greater. Again, not to get too deep on that, but if we actually tap into that, everything that we thought was bad, or everything, even if it was just something uncool, it could be cool in your mind. It could be cool for you. It could be positive for you. So again, it starts with your mind. It starts with the way that you think. The way that you think will lead you to this feeling, and you'll feel, because let's just say, we think someone like again, I'll use myself personally, since my viewers normally don't tune in, chime in, or interact, I'll just continue to use myself, right? I believe that that's why I'm breaking out of this shell, to just be a blessing to so many others. So, like when I said, your nose itchy, you normally think someone is talking about you. Then you go through the day saying, oh, well, what they was talking about, and this, that, and the third. So now you feeling like you got to defend yourself from what? A thought? That you got to defend yourself from whoever or whatever could possibly be discussing you. And then you start to feel like you in this defense mode. So now you're feeling uneasy. It might lead you to feeling not so special, or, intimidated by something, versus if I just say, well, my nose itches and some important people are talking about me, or some great things are coming, I start to feel good about myself. And as I start to feel good about myself, I start to move differently. I even respond differently to anything, even if it's something negative. Once it reaches me, I was always one of those people that say, forgive me if you take anything that I say negatively. However, I know how I said it. How you perceive it once it gets to your ears is your personal problem. That's how I used to think, right? But maybe I said it in a not so nice way back then, but now it's that. So whatever somebody says you, it's up to you. Once it leaves their mouth, once it gets to your ears, how you decide to perceive it makes all the difference. A lot of times some people might say something to us and we feel threatened, or we feel intimidated, or we feel like, it could not necessarily be that. That's how you heard it and how you decide to perceive it. And how you decide to perceive it went on to spill out how you felt, your emotions, how you decide to even move. So the next time you see that person, you might try to avoid that person, or you might see them in this negative light, or this not so, good thing. But it necessarily might not be that. For one, after changing your mindset, learn to communicate. Learn to communicate with people, because we are pushing our assumptions or our perceptions onto other people just from sometimes the things that they say. And a lot of times the things that people do, I now know, again, my mindset, normally we say, they hurt us, they did this bad to us. What if it wasn't personally for you? What if anything that they reflect upon you or say to you is something that they truly feel about themselves? What if we actually communicated that and we knew that, and so we're able to actually, instead of feeling intimidated or pushing this person in a bad spot saying that they're negative, what if we literally could help them? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, and that's just me having my mindset in a whole nother dimension. You caught that? In a whole nother dimension, outside of the flesh, because I came from something beyond flesh. I came from something greater. And so I'm tapping into an amazing power. If you guys believe, if you don't believe, like I say, whoever you pray to, you have belief in them, right? You have faith in them that they do something good to you, right? That they serve you a purpose in your life. So why not use that or tap into that to see everything that this world has meant for bad, actually for good, or actually not as intimidating as we thought it was, or not as hurtful as we felt like it was. What if it was really just someone crying out for help? What if the bad things that they decide to tell you or say about you to someone else was really truly how they felt for themselves? Would you not, instead of painting a picture of this bad person, wouldn't you feel a little bad for them? Wouldn't you want to maybe, hopefully, if you're that type of person, if you have a heart for people, wouldn't you want to kind of pull them out of that? Because no one, and I mean absolutely no one, should feel low and bad about themselves. No one should be in a space where they're so damaged and so hurt that the only thing that they can do, because again, everything out of their mind spills over into their emotions and how they decide to move. And now that they're moving in this space where they're spitting out negatives at other people, but it's truly how they feel about themselves. Just what if we could be a positive for everything, and everything that was in society that we knew was bad could really be good? What if? But we'll never know what if we don't change our mindsets, if we don't reprogram ourselves in a sense, right? For me, everything that I'm going through now, every good, every high, every low, every change that you see in me, I give homage. I pay so much respect and praises to my higher power, to my God, who I serve, who I pray to, who gets me through things, even when the people in my life who love me the most they can't do anything for me. Sometimes it's out of their control. Sometimes we also need to stop saying, hey, someone is not there for me. They're there. Maybe it's not their business, according to him. Maybe it's out of their control. Maybe the person that you should tap into is within. Maybe you have to change your mindset. Maybe it's you. I don't know. But again, real quick, because I'm in the car, I literally had to come to work early, but I also know that it's Mindset Monday. I also know that me sharing my voice, me coming out of the shell that I've been coming out of is literally helping so many other people. Just the gratitude that I get from people messaging me, telling me that I made a difference. And no, they're not in my business. No, they're not. They don't even work with me. But I made a difference. And I would prefer to have done that and risk being behind my wall for the rest of my life to serve, to give gratitude and be worthy of the things that my higher power has placed inside of me when he created me, right? Again, it is Mindset Monday. I hope and pray that you all change your mind, because whatever it is that makes you uneasy, whatever it is that doesn't feel good or seem good, you decide to let it feel that way to you. You decide to perceive it that way. If it came at you from a situation, if it came at you from the words of someone's mouth, once it got here, it was all up to you. I had a principal one time, shouts to Mr. Gibson. I love him, adore him. He used to tell my mom and my dad that he just knew that he was like, this girl just don't listen. He was like, I can't even say it goes through one ear and not the other. He was like, I don't think it goes through one ear. Again, back then, maybe that was just my mechanism of keeping my mind free from whatever everyone else might have saw in me. Might have been a little not so good student. But when he said that, that just even brought me back to now. When someone tells you something, when someone says something about you, even if you read something and it's not so good, just stop before you even get to the end of it. Because once it hits your ears, it is all up to you how you perceive that in your mind. The picture that you paint from it, how you even heard it. Somebody can tell you that you're cute or you're beautiful. Some of us are so damaged that we see, oh, you think that I'm just, whatever. Or you may not even hear the true words. I.e., they could also be telling you that you're not the best looking person in the world. It's all up to you how you hear that. And they could literally just be crying out for help, saying that this is how I feel about myself. Mindset, perception is everything. Again, I have to go, but I will be back this week, hopefully tomorrow, because I feel like I've shorted you guys on a lot of excitement and a lot of information that I got over the weekend. So of course I'm going to do my duty and I'm going to share with you guys. Lookers, bookers, family, friends, it has been my pleasure. Until next time, I'll see you guys at the top. The bottom is way too crowded, but the top is where we started from. Until next time, be blessed.